guys may hear it first. As we know, the Trilateral Coordination and Oversight Group will meet. The point is to work together to help the Iraqi people at the same time as we control the ability of the regime in Baghdad to develop weapons of mass destruction. We do expect a draft resolution will be circulated in the Security Council next week. We are working closely with the British in that regard and with other members of the Council on the resolution. We're working towards what will be a significant change in our approach to Iraq in the United Nations. As you've heard from us before, the focus is on strengthening controls to prevent Iraq from rebuilding military capability and weapons of mass destruction while facilitating a broader flow of goods to the civilian population of Iraq.
Hooligans, and it wasn't politically motivated. Is this what you had in mind when you called for a...
We expect to see a coming together of the countries involved to implement a new system of controls on weapons to Iraq, to implement a more open flow of goods for the Iraqi people, to implement strengthened controls on smuggling to and from Iraq, to implement ways to protect economies of neighbors should Iraq try to retaliate for this. So there's a lot of pieces to this, as we've discussed, and all those pieces are being put together, some of them in the resolution, some of them through unilateral action, some of them through action by frontline states. And so all those pieces are coming together now is where I put us.
Is the U.S. prepared to say what its position on...
It's not a trade with Iraq. It's a statement that we're going to do what we think is appropriate vis-a-vis the regime and vis-a-vis the Iraqi people. And what we think is appropriate for the Iraqi people is that they be allowed to get civilian goods. What we think is appropriate with regard to the regime is that they not be allowed to get the materials that they could use, that they would use, to threaten their neighbors in the region.
Negotiations with North Korea is?